In this episode of Week to Wicked, presented by Continental Tire, where in 5 days we will take this factory stock 2013 Mustang GT and turn it into a high-performance street machine. Follow along at Mustang360.com for stories and galleries, including behind-the-scenes footage through our social networks.
All right, so it's day one of our Continental Mustang 360 Week to Wicked. This is where we take a complete stock car, and in our case, it's a 2013 Mustang GT. We got a bunch of parts to throw at this car. We got parts that are gonna make this car faster, handle better, and stop quicker. Let's get going.
One of the biggest reasons we stepped into a 14 S197 Mustang is because we've already done a 1966 Week to Wicked build about 6 months ago. So moving forward, we wanted to do something for the muscle Mustangs and Fast Fords with Mustang 360 branding, and it only made sense to get into the later model car without actually diving into the new S550s. Now, the biggest reason for that is with the newer cars, it's actually made these cars a lot more affordable. So we do have a 2011 Mustang already in our fleet, which was the first year of the Coyote platform. Now, rather than regurgitate that car or start with something similar, we decided that it might be better to go into something like a 2013 or 14, which would be a lot more relevant for our readers at that point. What we wanted to do is have a vehicle that you can actually get into the car, drive it, not worry about it. It'll still be reliable, and you're going to be making quite a bit more horsepower than you were from the factory application. So along those lines, we have a lot of modifications that we're going to do. One of the big ones for the street is obviously we want to have a nice set of street tires for this. We're working with Continental Tire, who's come on board pretty big with us on this particular build. They do have a selection of tires that we're going to use. We're going to showcase those. Won't get into too many details about it at this point, but we will be getting into every aspect of the build, every product that we're using, and you're going to get an inside view, not only from the build itself, but from the people that are involved with the manufacturing side of it.
My name is Robert Allen from CR Shine Detailing. We're out of Long Beach, California. We brought Wizard Products to do a full, complete paint correction on this car for Week to Wicked. First step in the process, we're going to be using our Wicked clay along with our Mist and Shine. So what that does is when we're using the clay process on the car, you need a lubricant to move the clay, to remove the contaminants off the paint. Dry that surface off, and after we're done with that, then we'll go to our Mystic Cut polishing compound. We use our microfiber cutting pad. We'll take all your imperfections in the paint, completely remove those, and then we'll go over it again with another polishing pad with no microfiber on it. It's a foam orange pad that we use. That will take out every imperfection and level out the paint. And then we're gonna move on to our Mystic Nano Wax. And what that will do is that will seal the surface and put a real high depth wet gloss look to the paint when we're done.
Mark the hinges so we can pull the hood off.
All right, we've come to the time now where we're going to replace our coils and plugs on our 2013 Mustang GT. But first I want to show you something. If you take a look at this plug that we took out, you're going to see a lot of white, ashy looking stuff on the tip of the ground electrode. That's oil ash. So essentially we're starting to burn oil in this car in one of the cylinders. It's not a big deal, but when you're changing your plugs and you see that, it's something to keep an eye on in the future. So now I'm going to go over and help these guys get the rest of our E3 spark plugs and our E3 coils into this car.
Well, it's the end of day one, and boy, E3 has been nothing but perfect. The car started up even though it doesn't have gas in it. All right, so it's the end of day one, and although it looks like we are going backwards, we're not. We got the supercharger almost finished up. We had to get the intercooler in, the pump for that, so that's why the whole front fascia is off. Tomorrow, we're gonna come in, put the car back together, finish off the blower, and continue on. So all right, it's day two, and we're about 85% done with the Roush Charger. This is a stage 2 kit, should make about 625 horse, which is pretty good. On top of that, we got the front fascia off, which we're doing the grills and the fog lights in. That's part of the Roush kit also. So let's get back to work so we can wrap this up and hopefully get the transmission out for tomorrow's install of the McLeod clutch.
Hey, I'm Travis from Continental Tire, and we're proud to be here as part of this week's Week to Wicked Mustang build. You know, Continental Tire introduced this extreme contact sport last year. As enthusiasts, we're all looking for ways to put the power to the ground. We're always looking for an edge in performance and grip, and this tire allows us to do that. One of the cool things we introduced last year was we are now original equipment on all stages of Roush Mustang vehicles. So that is a testament to the capability of this tire. Roush tested many tires when they were going through their development and selected the Extreme Contact Sport as their official tire for all stages of Roush Mustangs. We're out here this week to put the Extreme Contact Sport to the test in this Week to Wicked build. And we're really looking forward to see the rubber smoke come up from these Continental Extreme Contact Sports.
So we removed all the stock black plastic bits from the Mustang's bumper cover. Now that we've got it stripped down, we're cutting out our templates because there'll actually be some trimming that we have to do on the bumper cover itself. With the lower grill delete from Roush, we actually have to cut out this whole area, give us a lot more airflow for the low temperature radiator and keep the car cool. The upper grill doesn't require any modifications, but because the upper grill is a high flow grill, we're relocating the fog lights down here, which is going to require cutting this piece out and inserting the Roush fog light conversion kit, which has a nice little wire harness extension. It's a nice plug and play, if you will. So once we get everything installed, it's going to look great, and we can't wait to see it.
I think the build is going quite well. I mean, we've had a lot of practice, and I think we're ahead of schedule. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, we take everything pretty seriously, but, you know, that said, if we didn't have some fun, it'd be pretty boring. So sure, we like to bust each other's balls a little bit. Stupid! You took my heart. Stupid!
Friday Night Lights, that's when you get out there and you get behind the wheel and you do your burnouts. What are you going to do this time that's going to be different?
We all know what a blindfold is, right? Well, we're gonna blindfold the car, and I'm gonna be inside that car, and I'm gonna start the burnout with our hovercraft car cover on, and hopefully during that burnout, if everything works as I think it might, we can unveil the car with the smoke of the rear tires kind of billowing and the car cover coming off, and then I can take off. So, I don't know. It's a plan that we've talked about, and kind of sounds good the way I wrote it down on my toolbox with that little piece of paper and that crayon, so it should work.
Because it's a supercharged Coyote, the ideal situation for us is promote our intake. That's a big thing that we're known for, you know, and we're also known for looking good. You know, it comes in a standard finish as a textured black, but we can paint them, we can hydro dip them, we can make them look like carbon fiber. So there's a lot of options for the customer, and it makes horsepower too. We wanted to incorporate some carbon fiber look, so we do the hydrocarbon where we do the hydro dipping process. So we've done the radiator sport cover and fuse box cover in the hydrocarbon process, and then also incorporated their logo, the Week to Wicked logo, on it as well in paint. Nothing's done in vinyl, it's all done in paint. So everything's under the clear, and we can do that for, you know, anybody. But as far as the Week to Wicked goes, it was cool to put their logo on these parts and really make them pop.
Works out when you work them.
All right, so the engine bay is wrapped up. We got all the JLT products in. We got the supercharger installed. That's the end of day 2.
It's a direct fit engine oil cooler kit, and because they're putting the supercharger on there, they're getting another horsepower, we wanted to cool that engine oil a little bit better. Engine oil temperatures obviously are like any fluid. They break down as the heat destroys the fluids, so we're going to try to keep that temperature as low as possible. It's very simple installation. It mounts on the crash bar bolts, and price point is probably the whole kit's going to be somewhere around the $600 range, but that's, ready to go. Fittings, hoses, everything bolt on.
All right, we've reached the time in our Week to Wicked build that we need to have our Continental tires mounted to our American Legend wheels. Now, we needed a truck to do this, and as you can probably see, it's not a Ford. So evidently, I don't know, we gotta get there. Hopefully the Chevrolet makes it to the tire shop. So we'll see ya.
Hey Mike, am I not a man of my word?
What's that?
I said if you stop bugging me about driving the truck, I'd let you drive the truck. Now look at you.
Well, you could have gotten me a Ford truck, maybe.
You said nothing about a Ford. You said, can I drive the Chevy truck? Don't tell anybody on the Ford staff that I want to drive it, but I love that truck and I want to drive it.
Well, no, it wasn't this truck I was talking about.
Oh, it was that truck.
It was the one in the parking lot.
I don't know if you're going to be able to handle that truck.
It sounds like it has an exhaust leak. Is that a typical Chevy?
No, that's called power.
Oh.
Something you're not used to in these Fords.
I don't think so.
Just be careful, please.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it under.
That's the Week to Wicked truck there.
Under 40? Would it go 45?
Do 45 and I'll light the tires up.
45? Yeah?
Oh, absolutely.
On
Just
ice?
Be careful. Oh, no, on glue.
On glue?
On
you
glue.
think so? Okay, all right. For the Week to Wicked build, we brought our RST clutch, which is capable of 800 crank horsepower. It's one of the best-selling clutches on the market right now for a twin disc. And it's really a critical clutch for the street market because it provides a pedal feel that's very similar to stock, maybe even softer. And we also provided a lightened steel billet flywheel that is SFI rated, so if you do take it to the track, it's definitely a good unit to have with a decal and everything. Installation is really easy. Anybody from a weekend warrior or a shop can do it. So as long as you follow the instructions, the clutch install is definitely a piece of cake.
This is our second Week to Wicked build, and this time it's a late model. And the content team in place behind the scenes is really doing a fantastic job making sure we scale and make sure we expose all our vendors, including Continental, who's the title sponsor. But you know, we're trying to get a little bit more hands-on with the build team, and that's just not working out well. You want to switch? You want me to do that? And you hold this?
You really want to do this?
You think I should?
Probably not.
What the fuck is that? I'm just trying to help out here.
Do you want me to go out and sell some? Because I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Point taken. He's really not wanting us to jump in and help out.
What's taking so long? Rob.
I got
the
Loctite
right
on my
way goes
fingers.
in, the left way comes back out.
Not too loosey, righty, tighty.
But once again, Jason seems like he's in his own world because he's a little bit more talented for everybody else that's here. But you know what? We'll get over it. We're just trying to jump in and help out.
That's somebody that knows what they're doing in here.
Well, then why are you here?
Just move.
Well, hold on. You said someone that knew what they were doing.
Well, then you just move. Here, let me see this.
Oh, he's just gonna run that
Is there a torque rating on these, or I just hit my head?
That's forward, so do it. Okay. Bolts. We had them bolts.
We ended up ordering a G-Force Performance aluminum drive shaft. They're the best in the biz. We've used them on several projects. And with this car, we picked their 3.5-inch aluminum one-piece drive shaft. It gets rid of the factory two-piece drive shaft. They rate it for 900 horsepower and sustained speeds of 160 miles an hour.
They have like heat.
So it's the end of day 3, and normally I'm standing up next to a stack of tires from Continental, but they're at Mountain Balance. Today took a little longer with the transmission, but it's out, back in, clutch is installed, drive shaft in. So let's call that a day and we'll get out of here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are we good? Just wanted to call in, you know, it's the end of the night. It's Michael. Michael Johnson. So yeah, I just got done putting the clutch in and like the bearing thing. The thing has a turbo on it. And I put that on yesterday, finished the turbo up. It's supposed to make power, man, and probably gonna have like 1,000, 1,500 horsepower now. But all right, baby, I love you. All right, so it's the morning of day 4 and it's time to fit the front fascia. So as a team over here holds it up there, I'm gonna mark a couple holes to get this thing lined up and we can get the bolts in here. At this point, the car looks pretty complete, but it really isn't. We got the boys from Maxim Motorsports here to do all the suspension. We're gonna get some brakes on. Let's get to work.
Mike Johnson.
Got him?
We got tires and wheels.
All right. Hey.
Hey.
I won't say anything, dude.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
Well, yeah, you finally got me the right truck to drive.
Right?
Yeah.
So the weirdest thing happened. I got a call from Mike and he sounded worried. So I'm all, what's up, dude? And he's all, can you come get the truck for me? And I'm all, what happened? Did it break down? He's all, no, dude, it's fast and I'm scared. And I'm all, what do you mean you're scared? He's all, I'm scared to drive it back. I think I warned him beforehand.
Excuse me while I use the man step. here too.
Yeah,
as well.
most cars don't have steps, but okay.
Yeah, here you go.
Whatever.
See,
Yeah, good thing you had that.
Makes it a lot easier. Can you handle these?
Oh, I can handle that and the drive back with the Chevy, no problem.
Looks like you're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, they're a little heavy.
I think you need Christian over here to help you.
Yeah, it's possible. If people only knew.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yep. Like I said, hey, our secret is safe.
Right, I appreciate that.
You got it, buddy. Hey, Colton with Maxim Motorsports. We're here working on the 2013 Mustang for the Week to Wicked. We started with the rear. We already did the lower control arms and relocation brackets to get the anti-squat correct. We did the Panhard bar to make sure the axle stays center. We also did some Coney single adjustables in our springs. Now we're up front of the car. We got the K-member in there and we're squaring that up. We got the frame blocks on there which hold the engine in, so we can actually remove the K-member and move it around if we need to without having to worry about the engine. Earlier we used our tool to hold up the engine, so you don't have to go out and find something to do that with. Main advantage with our K-member is going to be that we made it way stiffer than stock and also fixed geometry, especially for a lowered car. So now we're going to be good to go.
Where would I take the car? Maybe down old Route 66. Yeah, I've been down that road before. That's pretty nice. Probably have the window down, you know, just looking cool, bumping some cool music, maybe some Aussie, you know, maybe some CCR, maybe my girlfriend next to me with her hair blowing in the wind, just being cool.
I guess I'd like to fill the entire car and exactly what it can do from acceleration to top speed and braking, cornering, everything, just to push the car to its limit.
With the modifications that this car has and having well over 600 horsepower, all the suspension components that Maximum Motorsports has thrown at it, high speed, good cornering, hard braking zones, I think would really put this car to the test.
Some nice twisty mountain roads. Carolinas, northern Georgia, eastern Tennessee, that type of area on a cool spring morning. You know, I've been married 26 years, so I can't think of anyone else but my wife to be by my side and, you know, have a great day.
So it'd have to be Mulholland Drive, either my kids, Gabrielle and Drew, or my girlfriend, Karen. Karen, she doesn't really do well in the turns. So I think my kids would have a lot of fun, and I would do my best to scare the crap out of them.
I think I would definitely grab my wife and my 11-year-old twin boys and take a ride up to PCH in California. They haven't been out here, and I'd love to show them the West Coast, and what a better way of doing it is a 2013 Mustang with Continental Tires.
All right, so it's the end of day 4, and the guys from Maxim Motorsports have finished the rear suspension, and they're about 85% done with the front. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap it up. We also have to do the exhaust, the brakes, the shifter, bleed the clutch out, and we'll be doing a burnout. So we'll see you tomorrow. All right, it's day 5. Maxim Motorsports has wrapped up all the suspension. Now it's time to install the Hooker Blackheart exhaust system.
Week to Wicked Mustang has a pretty well-appointed factory interior, but we definitely wanted an upgraded shifter when we wanted the bang gears. To that end, we dropped the Steeda Triax in the tunnel, and we're ready to hit the road.
Hey, Colton with Maximum Motorsports. We're here checking our bump steer curve on the 2013 Week to Wicked. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and lower the suspension while monitoring our gauge over here to check and see how much the toe is moving during suspension travel. What'll happen is during suspension travel, whether it be bumps or going through a corner, is the toe is actually gonna change, and we wanna minimize that as much as possible. So we'll go ahead and note whatever our settings are at and see how much it's moving and change our bump steer spacer stack to fix that.
Nowadays, the industry, it's become saturated with so many different wheels out there that you can put on the car, and people always try to strive to be different. Now you can upload a picture of your car with your paint, with your modifications of the vehicle, and that allows you to run the different wheel styles that we offer, but it gives you a better understanding of what it's gonna look like on your car rather than some other image that we uploaded beforehand. So that's the reasoning behind the visualizer. On this particular Mustang, we went back and used the visualizer again in the same format. We went through different configurations of different wheels, and so we chose the Commando, which is a simple design, but it's still aggressive enough to where it looks different from what the stock wheel is. And the configuration that we did it in was with a reverse slip, meaning that we gave it a little dish, and I think the Commando really suit this particular vehicle, make the vehicle look really, really aggressive.
I'm Adam Bateman, and I'm the marketing director for Wizards Products. The Mustang, it's been in the shop here for a week now, and all the guys have had their grubby paws all over it. And the first thing we want to do, get all the oily fingerprints off, get the shine back, and we'll use our Mist and Shine professional detailer for that. We'll spray it on, wipe it off with one of our multi-fiber cloths. Gonna give it that nice wet look, make it super slippery, super smooth, and make it look its best. So the car's got these great looking American Legend wheels on it, and they've got a matte finish. And we've got the perfect product for that. It's called Wipe Down Matte Detailer. And that's gonna get all the oily fingerprints off of the wheel without adding a gloss. So it'll keep it looking good and keep that nice matte finish. The other thing that we wanna do is we wanna clean up those Continental tires. So we've got our tire and vinyl shine that'll clean them up, put a nice natural look on it. It'll actually give it some UV protection and keep them looking good for a long time.
Where is this guy? All right, so the car's wrapped up. One last thing, got to put the tune in from Diablo Sport.
Hey, Jason?
Yeah?
Hey, this was in the box with the EBC brakes, so make sure it goes on the rearview mirror.
What the hell is this? Caution, your vehicle has been fitted with new brakes. Please drive with extra care for the first few days to allow the brakes components to seat properly. Yeah.